lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
Hey everyone, how you doing out there? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to be moving into the garden, which you can see right over here on the small screen. I'm going to be changing them around here in a second. Got a lot of work to do. I've been working hard already, just getting some stuff done. And it's going to be, should be a great day here. Let's say hi to everybody that's in here. Make sure I caught everybody. All right, so Troop 1351 was first. Phelan Klein Wolf was second. Angels Homestead was third. Aiden was fourth. Happy Mac was fifth. Super Scout was sixth. Okay, and we got a couple others lurking then. All right. So I'm going to go into the living room where I got the indoor garden set up and go over some of the stuff with you and do some planting and talk about what's coming on for the what I'm doing in there. And I just noticed what Happy Mac said here. Good afternoon from upstate New Yorkistan. All right, so I'm going to head on in there. Hopefully, I'll mute this before I head in there. That way, I'm not going to get any echoes. I shouldn't have any sound coming from in there, but I don't want to have feedback from my voice from in there coming in here, picking up and going out a second or two later than what's going on in there. All right, so let me get this switched around here. Okay, that's going. And I'm going to all righty. Let me see, check to make sure that this camera's okay. It's on. Yes, everything's working there. And hang on, I'm trying to do something over here on the side here. And I'll show you it in a second. Okay. And trying to get the live chat to open up. I'm trying to run the YouTube over here on the TV, but it's not showing the live chat. Nope, not going to show the live chat. Stupid YouTube. Looks like Little and Prepper. Oh, okay, it's just doing little things there. Okay, there's the live chat going. Okay, Little and Prepper's in the house now. All right. Okay, so let me move things around here and off the tripod, and we're going to take a look at what's going on around here. If I don't trip over the cords. There we go. So what I'm doing here, come on, like I said, and what I do, I trip on the cord. So I got to keep the power plugged in here. So I'm getting ready to plant some seeds here. This is my tray I use to chit seeds. And as you can see, I got one there with a nice root on it. One there starting to peek out. Not sure the others. That is one of the, I got two peppers that I haven't planted yet. They hadn't popped out yet. So, and I got one, where is it? Down over here. One little, another pepper there. And these black specks over here are peppermint. So I'll come back to this here in a little bit. Done quite a bit of work over here. So the, let me start in the back if I can get back in there and show it. It's not showing up. There's a couple little sucker sprouts coming off the roots of the dwarf pear tree there. So I'm going to let them go for a minute, So if it starts sending up sap and starts budding out there, then I'll go ahead and cut those off. I do have in this little 4-inch pot here, I put some of the peppermint seeds, and I got one out of the entire package that came up. So we'll see what happens. This is shoot, I can't remember the type of tomato this is. This is one of the first tomatoes I planted, and I transplanted into this or up-potted it into this 15-gallon pot. So, and it looks like getting more blossoms here, getting ready to pop out there and there. But I've been popping the blossoms off. Oh, you got even more coming up out over here. And I've been popping the blossoms off because I'm trying to get it to grow up and before they start blossoming out. So we'll see how that goes. Now for the big one here. Not sure how much the sun's going to be affecting here, but let me back up just a little bit here. So these 3 trays here and that one up there, there we go, got to aim right, are all Mountain Princess tomatoes. And we'll get look here at how they're doing. And the weather is warm, a lot warmer than I thought, and it should be, way warmer than it should be. And so I started these earlier than normal, thinking, okay, by the time they get big and the roots are starting to get snug in the pots, it'll be warm enough to plant them outside. But as you can see, some of these here are, let's see if I can get closer on that one, are beginning to do more than just the initial leaves. So got a couple of them here that are starting with the secondary leaves out. These 2 here are the California Wonder Peppers, bell peppers. Take another look up here again. Nothing has sprouted. These had little roots popping out of the seeds when I planted them, but they've done nothing. You know, I just put them in there, put a 1/4 inch of dirt lightly spread over it, and that. These 2 down here are along the same lines, and I just finished planting this one today because I had several of these that had little root things on the seeds, coming out of the seeds. And these are, so you see if we can get where it'll read it there for you guys. That's the type pepper those are. And I'm getting ready. What I'm doing is I'm filling up more pots with soil here. So I got the 6-inch ones and the 4-inch ones that I can't on my Kindle here. I can't see the chat, so I'll have to turn around in a minute and look at it over there. And I got that there. So what I have is I went out and rated. It's probably not going to show good. Well, time for me to work outside the box. There we go. So this is dug out of several of the 27-gallon pots outside where it's been decomposing all winter long and composting and everything else. And so that's good soil. That there. And here's the other ones going on over here. So these are the same tomatoes planted at the same time as the big one over there in the other pot. Same soil mixture. Some of these are doing better than others. And then of course I got the cucumber. The smaller cucumber just suddenly up and died. It got some white puff balls at the top of it, and just so yeah. But anyways, this one here is trying to send runners out, and I'm gonna have to. I may have to up pot this tomorrow or Sunday into a 1-gallon pot with a little stake on it, stake coming out of it to help that grow. So, and then I just brought in today another, back up here, another shelving unit, which I'm going to bring over here next to the other one. And so I already got one tray of 11 pots here filled with soil ready to add to it. I got 3 more down there and then 1 more of the 6-inch ones to do. And then I got these other trays down here with a bunch more pots to do stuff in. And then it also have some of the pots I'll just set here on top of these things up here. You just line them up here. And this will be stuff like the lettuces, the chards and stuff. I'll just set these up here because as soon as they sprout, they'll, give them a couple weeks in the pots if we haven't gone into a deep freeze. And then we'll see about planting some of them outside. Okay. And there is what I got playing on YouTube over there on the TV, what's going on. So, and you can see there's a big lag time between what I'm showing and what it's showing over there. So let me move around over here, hook back onto the tripod. I'm going to do some planting here with you guys and talk about how I'm doing it and what's going on. First, let me move over here. Tooth by Bead came in. It only shows 3. It only shows 3 names on, or the last 3, maybe 4 contacts on it. Comments. So I really, YouTube on TV doesn't give me enough. I just didn't have time to take apart one of my laptops and disconnect it and bring it out here. But I'll work on that more next time. So, yeah, that is way behind over there on the TV. All right, so what I'm going to do here with this one here, I'm going to plant the pumpkins in this one here. And let's go ahead and pull this off here. I got my little special tool that came with my little pots, and also came with a bunch of the little tags on it. But so let me get the first one in here. I'll try that. I want to do it right enough. What I do is I'm making a little slot for it. And so take this one here in first. And this one here has a little bit of a curve to it. So actually I need to take it a little bit that way too, and then drop it in carefully. And then just cover it up with it. So the top of the seed has maybe 1/4 inch of soil over it. Next one here has a little longer one, bigger one, so I need to stretch this out just a little bit better. This one's got a lot bigger one on it. So I've got to see if I can get that to drop down in here right there. Perfect. Move the soil in on top of it. Now, I spray bottle of water just to, the soil's damp already, but I want to put a little bit more so the soil that I just spread over it, need to refill that. Washes in around the seed, so it's not left out. All right. So let me grab the little watering can. Yeah. And sometimes, like last year, when I had all the plants in here before I started taking them outside, I was filling this up 2 or 3 times a day as I was, spot watering. So let me fill this up again. That's almost full. I can barely see it, so you probably can't see it at all, but the water level is now up to there. So give it a couple of squirts here, and there, now it's getting more water out there on it. All right. Now I have another one of these. I've written Epsom salts on it, and when the seed pops through the surface, I will give it a couple sprays of that, and that the seed needs the minerals and stuff in the Epsom salts to from its its germination process and coming out. All right, these other ones here do not seem to have anything on them yet, so I'm just going to be able to drop those in and cover those up fairly nicely there. Next one down in here. Make sure I plant the side where the root's going to come out, aiming down. That way, the root just pushes it up, out, and pops the seed husk off once it comes to the surface. There we go. That nice enough. Right there as the water washes the. Yeah, there we go. That's why sometimes things change. It's not as deep as I thought it was. There we go. Same thing with this one. I guess it pushed back up some. That's the other reason why I like doing this. It lets me know that the seed's not as deep as I thought it was when I pulled the dirt back in on it. All right, so got 2 bell peppers in here, and 2 of the other, or actually there's 3 of the other peppers left in here, but they're off to the sides. I got to figure what else I'm going to put plant here. So I'm coming back, just went over to my seed supply. So this is the box that has everything I've already planted in it. And so these are the type of pumpkins I just planted. These are the small sugar pie pumpkins. The Mountain Princess tomatoes. So this is it says a robust sweet pepper, and this is the one that's nothing's come up on. That's on the lower shelf over there. I'm not sure if it shows in the camera right now. And then this is the California Wonders. I still got more seeds in here too. And this was the peppermint. We'll see what happens there. The stuff I ordered from M.I. Gardner finally shipped 2 days ago, U.S. Postal. So hopefully by Monday it'll be here. Actually, I think I'm going to pop out some watermelon. This one's empty, but this is what I have coming from. I got a bigger package of this coming from M.I. Gardner. Way off on the buttermilk, the zucchinis. I'll do the snow peas here a little bit later. The other one, the carrots and stuff are root crops. So I'm going to put a couple of watermelons in here to start chitting, or germinating. Putting them in here, they seem to germinate a lot faster than if I just put them in soil. Some of these packages just don't like to open up properly. Fine. There we go. I really hate the way some of these companies just have a sloppy gluer on there. So it's not only does it seal the flap, it seals the top on the inside of it too. So even there, it doesn't like to come open. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to get, I'm trying not to buy seedless watermelons because I want seeds so that I can harvest myself. Now, some of the, this, yeah, it's a little dirty in here because as I pick stuff up, plant, reach back in, stuff falls off my fingers. So, there's a row of 6. So that's 6 watermelons to start now. I may add more later here. Okay. Fold that over. Then I'm going to, shoot, I'm trying to remember which one is this. One of these is a summer and one of these is a winter. I got these from Baker's Creek this year. Read none. Neither one of them says whether it is. All right. This one's the summer. So I'm going to plant this one, get this one going first. At least the Baker Creek ones open up fairly easy. Okay, so I want to get 6 of these. In this row. I'm going to make 2 rows because I'm going to plant 6 and I'm going to give 6 to my daughter to for her to grow across the street. She likes doing stuff with squash like the staff sergeant does. All right, so I got that one goes into the box. I'm going to wait a week on these on the long and the butternut. But I am going to do a couple of zucchini now. Get them in here going. Now that I found out the proper way to grow zucchini, which was really interesting. I never thought of it but before. I never saw anything on it. Then I saw one video on it, and then all of a sudden I saw 4 other videos on it where they take it and they put a couple posts in the ground about a foot away from the where the plant is planted at. And then as it grows up, they train it up vertically between the 2 posts. And as it grows, they harvest the first zucchini off the bottom, they cut it, and when they cut it off, then they cut off any of the leaves below that point. And it causes it to grow taller. And the one guy had it. His was he had a ladder to go up to the top of it because it was nearly 12 feet tall. All right, so I got that there. So let me put a little extra water on those seeds. And actually, when I put them in here, I'm going to grab my other sprayer as well. And this is the one with the Epsom salts, and I'll just give it a light mist with that. All right, so those are there. So I'll just cover this up here now. And what I do is I'll set this over in the sun a little bit so it warms it up a little bit, but doesn't get it too hot. And that helps speed up the process. And I'll make sure I put a pumpkin in here with these. Now the other pumpkins I have here, this one here, which is 200 seeds, I'm gonna, after I rototill across the street, I'm gonna be going over and planting these over there, and I'll put a little stick next to it so I know where the pumpkins are coming up at, so I know the difference between the pumpkins and the weeds when they first sprout, so I can keep it the weeds down. Yeah, let me pull that thing back up. I want to put a couple of these in there. Yeah, I got room to put a couple of these peas in there. Yeah, these will go into the 4-inch cups. And as soon as they're up and looking halfway decent, then I'll plant them. Okay. All right. All right, so since these are there, I'm going to put these on the shelf. And I already put a little Post-it. I'm probably not showing. Let me move it up over here. And I did have on the tub as well a little Post-it saying, Post-it says, you know, small sweet pie pumpkin on it. And I have all the ones over there labeled like that. I know it's not showing up here because all the bright sunlight coming through in the grow lights. But let's see here. Move over here with the whole tripod and everything over. As it makes noise as I bang it around here. Ah, come on. Kind of cramped in here, so let me. Move it around a different angle here. It gets, I should get a better view of it. So let me see exactly. Okay, you're gonna miss part of me what I'm doing here, but you'll see part of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna dig some more soil out of the barrel here. And add it here because I've used a lot of it. This, you know, I filled up the ones I put the pumpkins in this morning, and also for the one that I put the peppers in, I filled that tray up this morning too with dirt or soil. Hang on here. Unfortunately, because this was outside, it does get wild seeds blowing into it. And I'm surprised that already the temperatures out there, there is wild seeds already coming up. Okay. Some of the stuff that needs to decompose, go through here. Okay, so let me start with this one here. What I usually do when I do this, I put it at about what looks like half full, and then I poke down around the sides with this with a little spade here, or trowel shovel, whatever you want to call it. And I'll add more to it because I want it to be semi-packed in here. For when I go to pull it out, I don't want the soil falling apart. I don't want just the roots holding it together. I've already learned a bad experience doing it too loose. And there we go. Let's hold that down. And some of the leaves wind up in the very bottom. I don't mind it, but when they're on the top, and near the top, I don't like it there. Now I turn this upside down, take the hammer, give it a light tap or a light press here. And I leave the middle here. I don't push down in the middle. And then I'll just top it off. Like that. And as I add water to it, it will settle down in. And so I got the little trays underneath each of the big pots here. So any water that runs straight through stays in the bottom and can soak back up to it. That's a leaf. Thought it was something else. Actually, I should have tapped it sooner. It still works. Generally, I can feel on the sides here as it gets firm. I'm pushing the soil down in with the spade here. Yeah. I can tell you on the back of the thighs, this builds up the muscle. They start burning after a while. One of the reasons I make sure I do this over the tray because these things have big holes in the bottom, and you know, there's always stuff on my hands from doing this. So. All right. Okay. So each of the gray trays will fit 6 of the 6-inch pots. The black trays will fit 11 of the 4-inch pots. And those are the only ones I have right now. And I pull all the fresh roots I can out of weeds. I'll finish that off later. All right. I'm going to head back into the sit down and we'll talk about this in a minute here. Let me head back into the other room. And switch this around. There we go. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, Tammy Harder's here. Checked off came in. Prepper 101 is in here. David Knight came in a couple minutes ago. Now we're 5A, 5B, depending which map you look at and what the current weather conditions are. Because we're right on the border here between the two. And Lewis is here. It's the Marshmallow Man. Let me scroll back up. Nah, it depends on the brands. Like the Baker Creek has that gum on pros. The Baker Creek has that gum on it, so it peels back on it. Some of the other ones, some of the Ferry Morris is a little bit better, but that the other brand that Joe at Garden State Gardener sent me out as freebies and stuff. The way they glue theirs together, man, it's it's ugly. And so compost tea, yeah, compost tea is great. When I had when I first had the property and I had some of the 55-gallon barrels set up out there with the open tops on them, I just shoveled a bunch of the manure into it. And even some of the IBC totes, I just loaded up a bunch of the cow pies and alfalfa that was on the ground. Just raised up the tractor and just filled it up. Oh man, I had the richest manure tea coming out of it. Back down here. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably be working on that up until just about on and off until the live stream tonight on Camp Patton Family Compound. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern, which is 6 o'clock my time, which means it's in about 5.25 hours. And am I doing the math right? Yeah, about 5.25 hours. And tonight's topic is plant your seeds. Right, let me look at it. It's about gardening and seeds. Yeah, start your seeds. Hey, it's what I'm doing now. I'm starting seeds, a lot of seeds. If I had known it was going to be this warm out here, I mean, right now, I mean, it is so unseasonably warm. Hang on, let me bring up the my weather forecast here. Hit a refresh on it. Friday, high is supposed to be 55 degrees today. It's at 53, and it's just afternoon. Mountain daylight's time, which means it's before noon standard time, and it usually doesn't get won't hit peak temperatures here for 3 to 4 hours. So yeah, it's going to get higher than 55 degrees out there because the sun is clear, it's shining bright and heating things up. Yeah, I know. It's been some insane stuff. We actually had a couple, last week we had a couple 60 plus degree weather days. And then it rained and got cold for a day. Then it got hot again. So this is an Idaho heat wave right now. This is I think we're in our we're in fourth spring. You know, we have fourth spring, we have first spring, third winter, fourth second spring, fourth fifth winter. Yeah, yeah. Hot, cold, hot, snow. Yeah. Um, Speaking of snow, tomorrow morning is the high tomorrow is supposed to be 51 degrees. And it says a slight chance of rain or snow before 10 a.m. It was 9 a.m. last night. It's getting pushed back. The whole thing's being pushed back as I watch it. So a slight chance of rain and snow before 10. Then a chance of rain after that. Tomorrow night, a slight chance of rain before 9 p.m. Then a slight chance of rain and snow between 9 and midnight. Then a slight chance of snow after midnight, and that's saying 20% chance on the screen here. Yeah. So we got southwest winds 10 to 14 tomorrow night with gusts as high as 21. Tonight the gusts are as high as 22. So, but Sunday is 50 degrees and mostly sunny here. And then we get Sunday night, late Sunday night. Let me see what that says here. A slight chance of rain and snow after midnight. Low around 36 for the low on Sunday night. So, yeah. Oh, Tuesday, they increased the snow chance for Tuesday. All right, so Monday night, the low is 32. Tuesday, the high is 43 with a 70% chance of precipitation. It says snow likely, mostly cloudy, high near 43. Yeah. So, I mean, it's changed. It doesn't know from one day to the next because there was nothing above 50%, I think it was, chance of precipitation. And that was Monday afternoon, Monday night. And now it's 80 Monday afternoon and 60% Monday night and 70% Tuesday for precipitation. So, yeah. Anyways, let's see. Let me do it this way here. No, I ain't going to do that way. I wish they would allow, besides doing this, that works okay, I guess. But yeah, so I got 3 more of the big pots, and then I'm out of the big pots. I am missing 20 of those 6-inch pots somewhere. I went through the shop yesterday. I found 5 more. That's part of the ones I'm filling up now. I don't know what happened to the others, but I found a boatload of the 4-inch ones. But yeah. It's an interesting weird weather for the garden planting right now. Who knows what because basically our last frost is anywhere from the May 15th to June 7th. Generally May 15th to May 25th. Sometime, and it starts going, but yeah. But it's definitely, there's always a frost up through May, the first couple of weeks of May. There's always a couple frost nights going on where we're talking temperatures below freezing, not flirting with it like 34, 33, 32, but getting back down into the 20s. So we'll see what happens here. My daughter's been working on weeding and clearing things out, and her husband's been cleaning stuff out over on their property. So I'm going to try to get them to take the electric fence that the goat person left here when they decided not to come back and have the goats finish eating and didn't come back around to collect the money or nothing. They just disappeared into the night. I was like, okay. So you have them fence off a small area, and I got a boatload of peas and of the Wando peas that I harvested from last year, and a boatload of the Grand Rapids lettuce I harvested from last year. Probably, a couple thousand seeds of the lettuce, and I'm going to try to get them to plant an area. And when it gets so big, then I'll go over the rototill an area right next to it, and we'll just flip the fence around, and then let the chickens have at the peas and the lettuce and stuff to cut down on the expenditure of feed for the eggs. So, yeah, you're probably going to get snow tomorrow. Ugh. All right. So I just want to do a pop-up rather than trying to do an editing and everything else and, getting it out there. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this off here shortly. Just to remind everybody what's coming up though tonight on Camp Patton Family Compound is start your seeds. Tomorrow back here on Gray Man Prepping, the continuing the after the event series. It's after the supply chain fails. What are your plans? Monday on Camp Patton with Tammy and Mark is going to be preserving peppers, so you can get your plans ready for whatever you grow this year. Tactical Tuesday here on Gray Man Prepping is how do you do land navigation? We're going to talk about that, aka also known as orienteering in the Boy Scouts. And then next Monday is minerals for your garden. I'm going to try to get hold of Ron Netzel, the Green Wizard, and see if he wants to come up here and talk about minerals and stuff for your garden. All right, folks, thank you all for coming in. Thank you for sharing the afternoon with me a little bit while I plant some more seeds, get some more ready for germination, and start filling up some more little disposable pots. Oh, before I forget here, because I know someone's going to want it, so I'm going to. And I froze. Okay. Okay, so those little saucers that work for the 6-inch pots, which means they got about a 5.5-inch base on them. Here's the link for those. Anybody wants the link for that? So that's the link for the saucers. There it goes. Then there we go. Open this one here up. And this one here up. Let me get the bigger one. The bigger one has better prices on it. So that one there and this one here. All right. So the 4-inch pots. So the last time I bought those was in 2020. And I just keep reusing them year after year, so they're great for that. And here is the link for that. Make sure that comes out as, I want to make sure they're different here. Hang on, that didn't work right. What the heck? Control C. I think I hit the paste on that there. There we go. That should be, oh, hang on. Oh, I see what's okay. So let me show you what's going on here. Why the two links look the same? There's Mark. Ooh, hey. All right, so let me share screen. There we go. Share. All right, so the reason why they're coming out the same for the 6-inch and the 4-inch, because it's the same company, and you just choose down here which one you want to get. Whether you want to get the 4-inch, whether you want to get the gallon size, whether you want to get the 200 pack of the 4-inch, 80 piece of the 6-inch, which is what I was going to share for it, 100 pieces of the 6-inch, and then there's this, which I'm going to be getting some of these I may get some of these this year, but these are a little bit different, and these are 6.5-inch wide at the top, 6 and almost 3/4 tall. Whereas this one here is, where's the measurement on? Got to go to this one here. There we go. This one is 6, so it's a little bit. This is those black ones are 1/2 inch wider and 1 3/4 inches taller. So they hold a little bit more and they're a little bit more solid. So there. So anyways, those links will take you to that. I shopped around a bunch. I got some other ones that were lower at one point, but that was when they were on special sale. Different company, exact same things. So yeah, you can shop around, look at the prices. But this one here, the link here, generally every time I go in there is cheaper than everybody else. So, all right, everyone, thanks for coming in, and I hope you enjoyed the work I was doing over there in the garden. One last little thing on that. Once I get all the pots filled and stuff and the shelves of the new shelf rack system, I'm going to slide it over to where the table I was working on, the end of it was. And so there'll be about 32, 36 inches between the two shelf units for me to get in between them. And the other one has the Mylar blanket on it, so it reflects all the light back towards the other. So, all right. Thanks for coming by, and I will see you later. So stay happy, stay safe, plant a garden, learn a new skill, and I'll see you in 5 hours on Camp Patton Family Compound for Friday Night on the Homestead. See you then.